Irene, we have time for one more story. If there's something else you want to take us through, if there's anything else you can think of from your experience, that'd be fun to share.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the exotic things for you, like is shooting in Germany, for example. I think it's a very interesting topic. And also we were talking about like shooting with kids, for example. They are not animals, but it's also challenging. But in terms of shooting in this country, it's like the weather app says something that is like 20% of the times true. So it's impossible really to organize yourself in like shooting outside, outdoors. It's totally like crazy, you wake up in the morning and it says it's going to rain, but you have sun. It's like, oh, okay. So it's like, I think for a person who is used to Los Angeles, like weather is really like crazy, but that happens here. And I also feel like differences on working in different parts of the world. I have been in America, I have been in Japan, I have been in Germany, in Spain, so in Africa as well. So I shoot like worldwide, and I see like in every part of the world, like for example, in Japan, I was seeing like very, I don't know, like, how can I say, like rare or weird that I was a woman being a camera, holding a camera. Like, no, you are a woman, you should be producer, makeup artist, or, costume designer or set designer. Yeah. And it's like, there is something that I love in my profession that is like this learning that gives you every production, like in Japan, I had like a big cultural shock, for example, of, okay, I was doing something with a cable. You cannot touch this table because the cable, because blah, 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 and it was like, no, I was just charging my battery. No, because you have an assistant for that, blah, blah, and there are some not written rules that sometimes like get you in a state of what I've done wrong. Because you are programmed just to help, in here in Germany or in Spain, you are programmed to help others. And in Japan, I was with this attitude, no, I'm going to help you. And they were like, you are telling me that I'm not doing my work well. It was kind of this attitude. They read my actions like this. Yeah, this is very interesting, and this is something I learned, and it made me cry a lot because I also was feeling so far away of everything in an island, like in the middle of nowhere, working with a 100% like Japanese team. I was the only Spanish, me and my boss, and it was really challenging, and I remember that I had like a very hard time there. Also in Los Angeles, I suffer a lot because I spend half of my day in a car. And here I'm biking everywhere, it's like... And I don't have even a drive license. I can die there. If I'm not famous and rich, I don't know.
I have the same issue with LA. I feel like every time I'm there, I spend half my day in the car, which, Kristen, you live there, you probably figure out ways around that. But
I have forfeited a car. I've not lived with a car in LA for at least 5 years now. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How do you get around?
I take public transit. I do a lot of things that most people in LA won't do. I'll take the bus, I'll take the metro.
Okay.
The catalyst for me to not use my car was I don't have parking here in Hollywood. There's no parking. Yeah. And the job that I took was right next to a metro stop in Culver City. So I was like, why do I need a car?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of opportunity in LA to live in a place where you don't need a car, but I happen to live in one of the very few places that I can do that. So it is possible, maybe not for everyone, but it can be done. But yes, I totally understand the lament of being in your car. I do not enjoy driving for more than 45 minutes. So I would love if, we could bike everywhere like you guys do in Berlin.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, really, it's like yesterday I was talking with a person about like what is the thing that you like the most in Berlin, and it's like the bike. Really, it's like it's raining, I'm biking, because you also don't know if it's sunny and then it's gonna rain. But I'm very used to that, because it's also freedom. You calculate your time, like you can go with the phone. I call my mom for an hour, like.
Oh, nice. While you're biking? I I noticed that when I was in Europe. I thought it was so funny. Yeah, everyone's commuting and they're like on their phones while biking, and it's just. I think I was there before Bluetooth headphones were. Before Bluetooth headphones, I think is when I noticed this. But yeah, it cracked me up because it's like, yeah, in LA everyone's in their phone in their car, but in Europe everyone's on their phone on their bike. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of.
So Irene, you had mentioned. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, you had mentioned working with children. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I have also a story with children, like linking it to the animals, dogs, and challenging moments in our life. As filmmakers, it's like permissions with the kids are like really, really strong, at least here in Germany or in Spain. And I had a shoot in June as well. June is my more prolific month of the year, apparently. But we were in Valencia, that it also has a lot of light, and we had a space that was like transparent selling. And they wanted to do the Cinema Paradiso shoot that I don't know if you remember, that is a guy sitting in a cinema theater. Like everything is very dark and you can see the halo of the projector. And it's a kid just having amazed by a movie, but you can see just the head of the guy freaking out and then the halo, and it's like, okay, I have to do a black box here that is going to take me one whole day, because we have the floppies that are these black things we use in cinema to cut the light. And the kid was small, but not so small. He was 7-year-old kid, not so little. And then it's okay, the only solution that I see here, because in pre-production we already talked about it, but then we went to the location of scouting and it's it's going to take 5 hours. And I took 5 hours of my schedule to build that was kind of useless, because you have the actors sitting down. Many people is sitting down. Only set design, me and the director are working. And sound people is okay, somewhere. So then I was working around this area, and it was a industrial area in Valencia. And I spot I locate kind of a fabric that was really scary and creepy. And I said, this is perfect, because it was very, very dark. So I said, I said to the director, that also is a very well-known filmmaker in Spain. I had the pleasure to work with, and I asked him, is there any chance that we can solve this in 30 minutes and put the kit here and I build this here just with a projector and one light? I don't need anything else. And it was because of the permissions, because blah, blah, blah. And it's this is Spain. We don't like rules. Let's do that as I want. And it's okay, but the mom has to be on set. Digo, mira, I don't care. Please, let's do that, because building a box, also I need some space to build an halo. So maybe it's not possible even. I'm really crafty and I have a lot of ideas and I solve things because I have been in 1,000 low budget stuff, and I'm very, very, very creative. I'm very creative, and I'm a person who, before shooting, and I'm not sure of that, I build this in my place, and I try things out in my place, and I really enjoy that, testing things. So at the end, I don't know how I convinced this guy to do it there. We solved it, and then we had a lot of time for drinks. It was amazing,
So it worked out.
Also, this director was kind of weird, because we were saying, every director wants, no, a security take. No, another security. No, I have another idea. This guy was, the first take is no, it's perfect. Let's go to the next. Digo, how come? I need to do another one. I don't know. I was really blow my mind. How can you not have to take just in case? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something you might have not caught. Then you said that you'll sometimes practice a shot at home before getting on set. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, so when I started filming, everything was low budget.
Yeah.
I think this is also a difference between America, for the little I have experience, and I don't know, Europe in general. That we don't have money, but we have a lot of creativity. And sometimes, I don't know, I have done, for example, like a video art, kind of a short film with my best friend Danny, who is a director. And we wanted to do like a video for an exhibition I had during the pandemic. And we wanted to tell a story about our feelings in the pandemic, you know? And then it's like, no, because I want like a tear coming out of the eye and running in the space, and then it goes to the universe, and it's like, hey, Danny, we cannot go outside home. You know, I don't know how we are going to build a universe. We did, you know, because we have this, talking about Sweden, we have a store here that is called IKEA that has everything very cheap. And then we bought like super big sheets, like black sheets. I also can send you pictures of this. And we were in my room, like building everything with this, how do you say, like the black sheets. And we built that, and we said, okay, how can we do this having some movement? Then we were moving the light, not the little tear that was coming. And I don't know, we went to the, how do you say, fine art store to see, okay, let's gonna buy this, let's gonna try this. We have to make it like a spin on it, and then I put it in my kettle. I don't know if you know what is a kettle. Mm-hmm. It's for burning the water. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, because I don't know if it's a German word or an English word. And it's like, okay, we put the stick there, and we started to move it like this with a stick, and I don't know, we were like trying out stuff. And I will send you the video, and it's really, really beautiful. And we managed to do it with €0, you know, and it's really, really beautiful video.
I would love to see that. That sounds awesome. I'm trying to picture what that ended up looking like.
I would send you.
Sounds like so much fun just to put together too. Like just trying to workshop, like, okay, how do we make a universe, and then how do we shoot it with what we have? Like that sounds like so much fun. And we are big fans of IKEA out here too. Many student films have been produced by IKEA. So yeah.
Except putting together the IKEA furniture is such a pain. Oh my God.
That is, yes. They make it sound so easy, and perhaps it is not all the time.
No, never is. But
so
I love that
IKEA
idea
in America. Wow.
Oh yeah,
we do. Oh my gosh. It's a family affair. You know, you spend the whole day there. Oh, yeah. But it sounds like you've had some, it sounds like you've had so many opportunities to be really creative, you know, behind and in front of the camera. And it sounds like so much fun what you do. I don't know. I just, it's a little bit inspiring. I feel like in LA, and maybe I'm complaining a little bit too much about LA, but forgive me, I'm burnt out. But it just sounds like, a lot of the times there's so much focus on making money and trying to, like, you know, chase a paycheck. And especially right now, it's particularly hard with where we are politically in this industry. So it's very refreshing to hear that, you know, someone else is chasing their dreams and doing things in a very interesting and maybe not typical way. But it sounds like you're having a lot of fun with what you're doing. So I love hearing about that.
Yeah, I love hearing how...
I think... sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I just want to say that I have like a bit of hope, because I was in Berlinale this year. I was working as a journalist for a magazine. Like I took the challenge because I didn't have any filming, and I don't want to be at home waiting for the next project. So I went there, and the opening film was Small Things Like This by Tom Millians, and the producer was Matt Damon and Cillian Murphy. Sorry, it's Cillian, it's not Cillian. So Cillian Murphy was the producer also of this film, and it's a really, really, really sensitive, like European film, and it was like American production telling this story that was really, really not mainstream at all, but it was very deep, very well done. The photography by Frank Van Eden is so cool, and I love this cinematographer. And I don't know, like I think there are some bridges building there, and maybe this crack of the how you say, the strike you had, like I think I believe a lot in this kind of bridges, because I don't really like when you really need a lot of money just to produce something, you know. I can't, like. Also here in Berlin, we have like a community of filmmakers that, for example, tomorrow we are going to have dinner together, and I'm sure like we are ending up like thinking about our next project. So for closing, if you want, I can tell you about the next project I'm preparing, if you want.
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
So I'm gonna do the long story short. But 3 years ago, I started a documentary film with an American director who had contact with a German painter, and he needed someone who could speak Spanish, English, and German, and this is me. So we met in the Malaga Film Festival, that is kind of the Spanish festival we have, like Berlinale or Cannes or whatever, but in Spain. And we connect, and then he told me, okay, we are gonna start this shoot that we are gonna it's gonna happen in September. So we were talking in June or May, like kind of that. And he told me, can you send him a letter? So here in Europe, we still send letters. Actually, the German bureaucracy loves to send letters. And it's like, can you send a letter to this guy? Because he was 80 years old and he doesn't have a phone, internet, or anything you can contact. And it's like, okay, I'm going to send a letter. And I wrote the letter in German and I sent to him. And we started sending each other letters like lovers, you know. No, what are you doing? No, I'm an artist. Okay, I'm going to send you my art. And he was sending me his art. So we developed like a very special connection. And we did this shoot, 1 weekend, 3 days. We were there at his place. His place is amazing. It's like every part of the walls of the ceiling has art on it. There is no white. 3 floors just full of art. I will send you pictures as well. And we started this kind of documentary. And he was already my grandfather, you know. I really had a beautiful bond with this person. And okay, the end of this story is that we could not finish the documentary because he suddenly died, you know,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, we stopped this production and I was so sad because he is such a great artist. Really is an artist from heart. And I know because I'm also an artist from heart. And he was not recognized, and he was old, and he was producing every day of his life. Even if he was in the hospital, he was painting, drawing, it's amazing, really. Wow. And it's no, I wanna do this tribute to him, you know. And once I told the story to my best friend Danny, and I told him, okay, I would really love to give this man some light on what he did and his art, and also his daughter is now a friend of mine. And yeah, I told him, and he told me, okay, introduce me to the doctor, and if I have the feeling, we can do it together, and it's working. We did a dossier, we sent it to 2 production companies that actually answer, you know, it's kind of, and if not, if any production company wants to take this project, I'm sure we are going to take our cameras, our resources, and we are doing ourselves, you know, because it's money is not stopping us. You know, I own a camera, I don't know. And I think it's the beauty of filmmaking. Also, I don't know, if you were born in the 60s, you had to do it with film and big productions and also developing the film. And now with this amazing, digital, possibilities we have, really, it's worth it at least to try to give a nice message to the world. And with this, artificial intelligence and stuff, I think what is growing is these real stories somehow.
Yeah, it is so much more accessible to make stuff without a huge budget, which is awesome. But that sounds like such an awesome project. Are you going to use some of the footage that you guys already did shoot?
No, I can't because I don't know the rights. No, we are also telling the story of this person through the people who know him. And this house is talking itself. So we don't really want to fight for this footage because the approach is totally different. It's about abstinence and about this legacy that he gave to the daughter, and we don't know if it's weight on your back or it's a beautiful, because a house costs money, always has a lot of costs, you know. And it's they can destroy it because it's a piece of art, but it's a piece of art of 300 square meters. So in the middle of nowhere, actually, it's not in Berlin. It's somewhere in Germany.
Well, we'll definitely be following along. Can't wait to see it when it comes out. And is there anywhere people can follow you online to kind of follow your journey and what you're up to?
Yeah, so you can find me on, I don't know how to say because it's like my name is Irene, but you guys say Irene. So it's Irene Cruz.
I'm sorry. You could have corrected me.
We've been botching it the whole time.
No, it's fine. I'm also responding to Irene now. So it's Irene Cruz, like Penelope. IreneCruzDP.com or at Irene Cross, like cross, on Instagram.
That would be a wrap for us. So that's it for Shoot the Shit. Thanks for joining us.
Join us for the next
Thanks
shit show.
You.